morning students. Welcome to lecture series of Mathematics 2. I am Hitesh Manglani, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So today we will discuss about topic that is conservative fields and scalar potential function and component test for conservative fields and line integrals of chapter Vector Calculus. So let's start. So first of all, we will discuss about what is conservative field and what is scalar potential function. If f is equal to gradient of phi and curl of f is equal to 0 vector, then vector field f is called conservative vector field, and phi is called scalar potential function. So if f is equal to gradient phi and curl of f is equal to 0 vector, then vector field f is called conservative vector field and phi is called scalar potential function. Now let's start examples related to this. So first example, show that f is equal to 2xyzi plus x square z plus 2yj plus x square y k cap is conservative and find its scalar potential function phi. So to prove this vector field as a conservative vector field, we must show that curl of f is equal to 0 vector. So first of all, we will find out curl of f. So here curl of f is given by cross product of vector differential operator del and vector field f. So cross product is defined by determinant of I, j, k. Okay, then here del by del x, del by del y, del by del z. Then ith component of vector f, that is 2xyz. Then jth component of vector f, that is x square z plus 2y, and kth component of vector f, that is x square y. Now we will find out determinant of this. So this will be I in bracket del by del y of x square y minus del by del z of x square z plus 2y. Clear? Then minus j in bracket del by del x of x square y minus del by del z of 2xy z. Then plus k cap, that is del by del x of x square z plus 2y, okay, minus del by del y of 2xy z. Now we will have to find out partial differentiation of this function with respect to y. So here x will be constant, so here x square will be as it is, and derivative of y with respect to y is 1, so this will be x square. Then partial differentiation of this function with respect to z. So here function is x square z plus 2y. So here x and y will be constant, so x square will be as it is, and derivative of z with respect to z will be 1. Okay, so this will be x square plus 0 because here y is constant. Okay. Then here partial differentiation of function x square y with respect to x will be 2xy because partial derivative of x square will be 2x and y will be as it is. Then here partial differentiation of this function with respect to z will be 2xy because derivative of z with respect to z will be 1. then here partial differentiation of this function with respect to x will be 2xz because derivative of x square is 2x and the derivative of 2y will be 0 because y is constant. Then here partial differentiation of function 2xyz with respect to y will be 2xz because derivative of y with respect to y will be 1. Therefore, curl of f will be I cap in bracket x square minus x square minus j cap in bracket 2xy minus 2xy plus k cap in bracket 2xz minus 2xz. Okay, so this will be 0i plus 0j plus 0k, so this will be 0 vector. So if curl of f is equal to 0 vector, then vector field f is called conservative. Clear? Now we will find its scalar potential phi. So to find scalar potential the function phi, we know that curl of f is equal to 0 vector, therefore f is equal to gradient phi. Now gradient of phi is defined by I cap del phi by del x plus j cap del phi by del y plus k cap del phi by del z. And here vector field f is 2xyz I cap plus x square z 2y j cap plus x square y k cap. So here we will compare corresponding components. So here ith component is del phi by del x and here ith component is 2xyz. Therefore we can say that del phi by del x will be 2xyz. Clear? So suppose this is equation number 1. Same way if we compare jth component, so here jth component is del phi by del y and here jth component is x square z plus 2y. Therefore del phi by del y is equal to x square z plus 2y. So suppose this is equation number 2. Same way if we compare the kth component, so here kth component is del phi by del z and here kth component is x square y. Therefore del phi by del z will be x square y, and suppose this is equation number 3. Now integrating equation 1 with respect to x. If we take integration of equation 1 with respect to x, then here it will be phi and here 2yz will be as it is, and integration of x with respect to x will be x square divided by 2 plus some function of y and z, because here y and z will be constant. So here phi is equal to 2 into x square by 2 into yz plus some function of y comma z. So this will be x square yz plus some function of y comma z. Now we will take integration of equation 2 with respect to y. So integrating equation 2 with respect to y. So here if we take integration of equation 2 with respect to y, so here it will be phi and here x square z will be as it is because x and z will be constant, and integration of 1 dy will be y plus here 2 into y square by 2 because integration of y with respect to y will be y square by 2 plus some function of x and z because here x and z will be constant. So here x square yz plus 2 into y square by 2. 2 into y square by 2, so here it will be y square plus some function of x and z because x and z are constant. Now we will take integration of equation 3 with respect to z. So if we take integration of equation 3 with respect to z, then x and y will be constant, therefore x square y will be as it is. Then integration of 1 with respect to z will be z. Okay, and here integration of del phi by del z will be phi. So integrating equation 3 with respect to z, so this will be phi, x square y will be as it is, integration of 1 dz will be z plus some function of x and y, because now x and y are constant. Now as we have to find the scalar potential phi, so here phi is equal to x square yz plus some function of xy, and here phi is equal to x square yz plus y square plus some function of xz, and here phi is equal to x square yz plus some function of yz. So here overall phi will be x square yz, okay, plus y square and plus c, where c is overall constant, okay. So this will be phi. So this we can find out scalar potential phi, okay. So this is overall phi. Now let us discuss second example. Show that f is equal to e raised to x cos y plus yz into I cap plus xz minus e raised to x sin y j cap plus xy plus z k cap is conservative by component test. So what is component test, that we will discuss over here. So first of all, here we will write down f1, that is ith component of vector f. So here f1 will be e raised to x cos y plus yz, okay. Then f2 will be jth component of vector f. So here it will be xz minus e raised to x sin y. Then we will write down f3. So here f3 will be xy plus z, because it is kth component of vector f. Now we will find out del f1 divided by del y. That means partial differentiation of function f1 with respect to y. So here x and z will be constant. So if we take partial differentiation of f1, then x and z will be constant. So e raised to x will be as it is, and derivative of cos y with respect to y will be minus sin y. Clear? And here yz, so here derivative of y with respect to y will be 1, so z into 1, so here it will be plus z. So this is del f1 by del y. So if we simplify this, then it will be minus e raised to x sin y plus z, okay. Now next step, we will find out del f1 by del z. That means partial differentiation of function f1 with respect to z. So now x and y will be constant. So here first term is e raised to x into cos y. So this will be constant term, and derivative of constant term will be 0. So no need to write down this term. And here derivative of yz will be y, because here derivative of z with respect to z is 1. Okay. Now we will find out del f2 by del x. So here f2 is xz minus e raised to x sin y, okay. So here if we take partial differentiation of xz with respect to x, then it will be z, because derivative of x with respect to x is 1. Then minus derivative of e raised to x will be e raised to x, and sin y will be as it is. Clear? So this is del f2 by del x. Now we will find out del f2 divided by del z. So here f2 is xz minus e raised to x sin y. So here x and y will be constant, therefore x will be as it is, and derivative of z with respect to z is 1. Okay. Then here x and y will be constant, therefore derivative of e raised to x sin y will be 0. Okay. Now next step, we will find out del f3 divided by del x. Okay. Del f3 divided by del x, that means partial differentiation of f3 with respect to x. So here y and z will be constant. So here first term is xy, so derivative of xy with respect to x will be y, because derivative of x is 1. Okay, plus z, derivative of z will be 0 because now z is constant. Okay, then we will find out del f3 by del y. So that means partial differentiation of function f3 with respect to y. So now x and z will be constant. So here first term is xy. So x will be as it is and derivative of y with respect to y is 1. Okay, and z is constant, so derivative of z will be 0. Now here from these results we can say that del f2 by del z is equal to del f3 by del y. Here del f1 by del z is equal to y. Okay, and here del f3 by del x is equal to y. Therefore we can say that del f1 by del z is equal to del f3 by del x. Okay, and here del f2 by del x, that is z minus e raised to x sin y. Okay, and here del f1 by del y, that is z minus e raised to x sin y. Therefore del f2 by del x is equal to del f1 by del y. So these three are conditions of component test. Okay, so these three conditions are satisfied. Therefore we can say that given vector field f is conservative by component test. Therefore vector field f is conservative by component test. Okay, because all the conditions of component test are satisfied. Now we will discuss about line integrals. So what is called line integral? So suppose f is any vector field defined at every point of curve C. Okay, and r is any position vector. Then line integral f over the curve C is defined by integration f dot dr. Okay, so here f is any vector, so it is f1i plus f2j plus f3k. Okay, dot, what is dr? It is dxi, because r is xi plus yj plus zk. Therefore dr will be dxi plus dyj plus dzk. Okay, so dot product of these two vectors will be integration over C f1 dx plus f2 dy plus f3 dz. Okay, so this is called line integral. Okay, this is called line integral. If curve is closed curve, then symbol of line integral will be like this: closed curve over C, closed curve over C, f dot dr. Okay, now we will discuss examples related to line integral. If f is equal to 3xy I cap minus y square j cap, then evaluate the line integral integration over closed curve C f dot dr, where C is the arc of parabola y equal to 2x square from O, that is 0, 0 to A, that is 1, 2. Okay, so here we will have to evaluate this line integral. So here first of all, if we plot this graph, okay, so it will be a parabola, y equal to 2x square, so it will be like this. So this is the graph of y equal to 2x square, and here point O will be 0, 0, and suppose here will be point A, that is 1, 2. Okay, so we have to evaluate this line integral. Okay, so line integral is given by closed curve C f dot dr, so it will be f1 dx plus f2 dy plus f3 dz. So this we have discussed earlier. So here f1 will be 3xy dx, here f2 will be minus y square dy, and here kth component is not there, therefore it will be 0, so no need to write down it. Now here Here curve is parabola y equal to 2x square. Okay, so here y is equal to 2x square. Therefore dy is equal to 4x dx. We will convert this function in the form of x. Okay, so this function will be converted in the form of x. So now we will have to find out the limit of x. So here we can see that limit of x will be from x equal to 0, okay, to x equal to 1. Okay, so here we will write down x will vary from x equal to 0 to x equal to 1. Okay, so line integral for a closed curve C f dot dr will be integration from 0 to 1. Okay, and here first term is 3xy and y is 2x square. So here instead of y we will write down 2x square. Then here dx. Okay, then minus y square. So 2x square whole square dy and dy is 4x dx. Okay, so here if we simplify this, so it will be 3 into 2 6x cube. Then minus here 2 square will be 4 into 4 16, and x raised to 4 into x will be x raised to 5 16x raised to 5 into dx. So we have to integrate this function with respect to x. So integration of x cube with respect to x will be x raised to 4 divided by 4, and integration of x raised to 5 with respect to x will be x raised to 6 divided by 6. So this will be 6x raised to 4 divided by 4 minus 16x raised to 6 divided by 6, and limit will be from 0 to 1. So now first of all we will replace x by 1, then minus we will replace x by 0. So this will be 6 divided by 4 into 1, so 6 divided by 4 minus 16 divided by 6, and lower limit is 0, so no need to write down remaining terms. So if we simplify this, then here it will be 3 divided by 2 minus 8 divided by 3. So here LCM will be 6. So this will be 9 minus 16 divided by 6. Okay, therefore this will be minus 7 divided by 6. Therefore answer of this question is minus 7 divided by 6. So this is how we can find out the line integral. So in today's lecture we have discussed about conservative vector fields, scalar potential function phi, and line integral. Thank you for watching this lecture. I will see you in the next lecture.